Despite the intervention of the Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, the crisis rocking the party is still on. Just yesterday, Justice Gbasam of the Degema Division of a High Court of River State sitting in Port Harcourt issued orders while delivering a ruling in an ex parte application by some chieftains of the PDP in River State. The order was an interim injunction restraining Uche Secondus from carrying on as chairman of the party, pending the hearing and determination of a suit challenging his continued stay in office. According to the ruling, Secondus has been ordered to stop parading himself as a member of the PDP on the grounds of his suspension from the party. Meanwhile, the embattled chairman of the main opposition party has said if he and the party were taken to court, they would defend themselves. Joining us now from Asaba, Delta State, is Emmanuel Ogidi, former National Vice Chairman, People's Democratic Party, PDP, South-South. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. How are you?
Chief, good morning. It's good to see you again. But quickly, this ruling of the High Court in Port Harcourt based on an ex parte application. What do you think, what effect do you think is likely to have on the party? And if we may ask, what exactly is happening within the PDP? Is it a conflict of egos between a former godfather and a sitting chairman? Or is it that the PDP has not learned its lessons from the past?
Okay, we have learned our lessons from the past. But what is happening today is all politics. And it's all about 2023. Recall that in 2016, we had a similar incident where Sheriff invaded us in our party. APC brought in a mole. And of course, you know what happened? We couldn't hold the convention until we were able to smoke out Amadou Sharif. I also suspect that APC is also trying to come through the back door again. It's all politics. Well, you know, Ruben, you're a lawyer. When there's an ex-party motion like this, of course the party will respond. We have options, you know that. I don't want to discuss those options on TV right now, but what I want to say is that the party is aware of what is going on and we're going to respond appropriately. But when it comes to discipline, we have our procedure. If you are aggrieved, you have to follow through the procedure. Section 59 of our Constitution states so. If you want to remove the chairman, of course you have to go to NEC. Not just the chairman, the president, vice president, and so on. So there's a procedure. We're not worried. We'll go to court. Since we'll be taken to court, we'll respond in court. That's what I want to say for that. But I want to use the opportunity to apologize to our teaming supporters, because before I came online now, there's a friend of mine who is so, in fact, is more active than some of us who are in PDP. He's so bitter. He sent me a text. He's fed up with PDP. I had to beg him that he should bear with us. That's not just about PDP. It's about our opponents trying to break our ranks. That's the truth. APC is trying hard to break our ranks. So we'll deal with it. Because we have a machinery. Like you rightly said, the party officials have been on this matter since very soon. If not for this matter now, arrangements are on to convoke the NEC meeting where we'll have selected the various committees. So I'm just a temporary hold on our plans. But definitely we're going to address the issue in court and also carry out our programs. So there's nothing to worry about for now.
For everybody, perhaps, but does that apply to Prince Uche Secondus? Does he have to worry? What's on the cards for him? Can he survive this assault on his chairmanship, or is he facing an outcome?
Secondus is an old war horse in this matter. Let me tell you, 2016. But for Secondus, we don't know what would have happened at that time. Because when Amadou Sharif walked out on the convention, it was Secondus that remained behind. He stood there. He officially opened and then they closed the convention. So he knows what it takes. He's a PDP man. He knows his onions. So we are telling our people not to be worried at all.
Okay, so
yes,
this attack on the PDP that you say by what APC is doing now, isn't it shocking? Because a lot of people are saying, oh, we know where the problem is coming from. In fact, they've pointed a certain governor in the state that he's the one that doesn't want Secondus, and now you're saying there's an attack. So is it that the APC is using people in the PDP to implode the party?
Yes.
Or what is really happening? And when you look at it, that judgment came out of River State. Does that mean anything to you?
No, but of course, just like I said, the same thing happened in 2016. It also came out from River State. So River State somehow, you see, like I said before this period, the South has been there. We are the bedrock. We carry the weight, the load. The attack will always come from there. But I can assure you that each time there's an attack, we have the bulletproof for it. No, whether they say it's a governor or anybody can be used. But whether you are used or not, you will regret it if it turns out that you're actually used. That's how look, it's a family affair so far. And we all pay the price. Sometimes you can be used unknowingly. But when it dawns on you, of course, like what happened to Sheriff denied that he was not used. But at the end of the day, he admitted he was used. And he went back to his fold. So, you see, it's all about insinuations and perception. Some of us don't think that a governor is part of it. No. But if a governor is involved, it's unfortunate. I don't think it's a governor. But if it's involved, it's unfortunate.
Okay, so you think they were using governors from within to implode the PDP? I hear we'll go for a quick break now.
No, you are not listening. I said if it turns out, it's unfortunate, but I don't think it's true.
Okay, Chief, we need to take a short break now. When we return, the conversation will continue. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the morning show here on the Arise News channel. Our guest is still Chief Emmanuel Ogidi, former National Vice Chairman, People's Democratic Party, PDP South, former Chairman of the PDP also in Delta State. Well, Chief Ogidi, thank you for staying with us. Very quickly, you talked about invaders within the party, and I see you've been very evasive. You don't want to mention who those invaders this time are. Around earlier on, you mentioned former chairman of the party who later went on to the APC. But who are those invaders this time? Is it Governor Wike?
Like I told you, we're going to investigate it.
well, and that's still evasive. And then you said it's about 2023. Now, how is there a connection
of course it is
between the crisis in the party and 2023, and what are the permutations? Why is it that the removal of Uche Secondus is so important to 2023? We need some, forthright, revelations for our own understanding of what is going on in the party.
Ruben, you know it too because you're involved. But anyway, why I said it's about 2023, the chairman of the party under WC with a lot of powers in the constitution of the convention committee, and right now we're talking about zoning. But at the end of the day, it will be the NEC that will approve whatever proposal that has come from NWC. But people are still apprehensive. As a chairman, if you look at the constitution, the NWC have a lot of powers. Because once the NEC approves it, it's the NWC that will implement it. So that's why I say it's about 2023. It's just that it's starting very early because INEC has given, the INEC table is already out for the elections. That's why I said about 2023. Before now, we'll have waited till December, January. But now we need to do something before then. So it's about 2023. But I can assure you, whoever is behind this will definitely pay the price. Because you don't go to your family, especially at this time that Nigerians are waiting for us to take over. The expectation is high. And you know why, for instance? Insecurity, so much. So I want to appeal to our members, whoever is being used, please have a rethink. Come back home. Whatever is your ambition, it can be accommodated. It's a big family, very big family. You know, Ruben, on Saturday, I was at the airport. I was one of those receiving our governors, former president, in fact, including the vice president. I saw the joy in them. They came to celebrate with Governor Kowa and us for his father's burial. Everybody was happy. So when we saw what happened on Monday, it was shocking. Especially those of us in Delta. How can it happen after a successful weekend? Anyway, the devil is at work. But let me also state, power belongs to God. It's God that will give power. No matter your antics, at the end of the day, God will decide what? Who will be governor in their state? Who will be president of this country? God will decide.
Okay, Chief, let me put it like this.
Yes, Ruben, what did you say something?
I asked you about permutation. Yeah. There are persons who have expressed the view that, look, there are forces within the party that would rather take out Uche Secondus as chairman so that a northerner can become the chairman of the party, and then it will be easy and straightforward to zone the presidency of the PDP in 2023 to the south. Are you aware of that permutation, and is it true? If this is all, as you have claimed,
there will
about
be all kinds of permutation. There will be all kinds of permutation. You know, Ruben, I'm a different type of politician. I didn't get that one.
No, I said go ahead.
But I assume you want me to say something about the permutation.
Yes.
You see, the permutation is there. As human, you must have your own ambition. But I can tell you this. We don't know where we'll be today, at the end of today, or where you'll be tomorrow. So God has allowed us to have our dreams, our aspiration. So that's what you see. That's what you see now coming to play. Yes, just like the southern governors, they met in Lagos and agreed that the president should come from the south. Before this time, the north have been saying things. Some have even said that they should allow them for the next 4 years. You know, and they also ask the question. Look at the social media is awash with APC governors pursuing President Jonathan to run to complete that 4 year tenure. You see, they are coming after us. Well, you know, President Jonathan did well, so he's a sellable candidate. That's why the APC is going for him. So I'm sure that's also why people are trying to come into PDP to do that. But at the end of the day, by the time we finish our NEC meeting, and then we make proposal for the convention, you'll see the real direction. So I don't want to preempt the issue of the NEC, and I don't want to also preempt the issue of the convention. It is only the convention that can determine who our candidate will be and where we are going.
Yes, so you never want to give too much away. You do play your cards quite close to your chest. That's just your modus operandi, I've come to realize. But I wanted to ask you.
No, but it's the convention.
Yes, I know.
It's our constitution. It's the convention.
But the
so
general
I don't want to start talking about personal.
Yes, but I want to know your thoughts.
Oh, lovely! I'm seeing your face very well. Yeah, you're so lovely today.
You're very kind.
So let not your heart be troubled about PDP.
I was still talking about PDP. You just mentioned the agreement or the request or the decision of the southern governors with regards to a Southern president, and that's a response to the general public clamor. People do feel that it's time for a Southern president. Has PDP or will PDP toe that line? Because so far, PDP is also, like you, playing their cards close to their chest and haven't really given a definitive stance on zoning.
Yeah. Look, as an individual, yes, you can say what you want to say, but the NEC will set the stage, and then the convention will give the final say. That's how it is run. So whoever becomes our candidate at that time, we all drop our personal ambition and follow the candidate. That's how it is done.
And I have another question for you. What about the agreement with the BOT and Prince Secondus that he's been accused of not, honoring that agreement and still wants to remain as chairman?
Like I said, Chief Prince Secondus cannot say that when there is a convention, the convention will decide. When the convention decides, he vacates. When the convention decides, he can vacate. That's how it is done. Well, okay, you see, I'll tell you this. There's no vacuum in this thing. Once we have set up the convention committee and maybe the zoning committee, and then they come up with the zoning structure. As soon as the zoning structure is known, then all the various zones come up with their candidates. And then we go to the convention. And we vote. That's how it is done. In 2017, they said, but that's how it happened. They were contested from all over the place. South, Southwest, and so on. At the end of the day, Secondus became victorious. So if the zoning committee says, well, for this convention, it's not zoned to the north, and Prince Secondus says, I don't accept it, and he wants to contest, and then the convention, he loses, he had lost. That's how it is done. So it's not about preempting anything, but I think we should just wait. We cannot overheat the polity, but I can assure you, because of the disciplinary measure we have in our party, any person found culpable will be disciplined. Nobody's above discipline in the party.
Okay. I mean, yes.
And like they say in court, until you are found guilty, you are innocent.
Okay, sir. So a lot of people, when you said the disciplinary measure in your party, a lot of people will laugh out loud as regards that, because if that disciplinary committee was there all this while, we will not get to this level. If that disciplinary committee was there after everybody agreed, and I mean the governor's meeting and everybody agreeing that they were going to wait till the convention for everything to be settled, and now you are seeing this court case, this court injunction against this new approach by the court against Secondus. Somebody will wonder that, is it that you people don't listen to yourselves in the PDP when you come together? So why was there a meeting?
Somebody, of course.
No, hang on a minute, please. Why was there?
It just came out yesterday. It just came out yesterday.
Okay, so
we must first of all vacate. No, it just came out yesterday. We must first of all vacate the court order.
Okay, but
before we're not going to the disciplinary measures.
But this is contrary to the agreement in the last meeting. The last meeting was, let's wait for the convention. Then
we need to know who the offenders are. We need to know who the offenders are.
Okay. And secondly,
it's possible those names you have seen are not our party members. Do you know that?
Okay. But if they are not your party members, the PDP too is throwing incursions into the...
That's why we will know. We are going to respond today in the court. We will know.
Okay. So the PDP...
And once they are found out, we know what to do. If they are party members, we are going to discipline them.
Okay. But the PDP too is throwing incursions into the APC. Some people in the PDP did, go to court as regards, the position of Maimala Buni in the APC. So if you are saying they want to implode your party, you too, you're doing the same too with the APC. You're taking, to court a matter that is happening as regards internal democracy in the APC. So you two, you're doing the same. Both of you are doing the same. You're fighting yourselves internally.
No. This is not both now. This is not both now. Well, like I said, wherever I said it's APC, they are hiding in the wing. We are waiting for them to go further. They are already hiding in the wing. What is happening now is that they're hiding in the wing.
Well, Chief, just before...
They're hiding their track.
Just before we wrap this up, Tunum brought up the issue earlier on about the agreement that was reached at the last Board of Trustees meeting. Now, the agreement was that one, the National Working Committee will set up, summon a meeting of NEC. Now, that has not happened. And that's the main basis of the ruling in Port Harcourt yesterday, or one of the issues in the motion on notice. The second thing is that it is expected that the Uche Secondus body, ESCO, will step down before the National Convention. Now, could it be that the source of the problem is Prince Uche Secondus and his group trying to dig in rather than follow the directives given by the Board of Trustees?
No. There's a process to summon a NEC meeting.
But it can't be an eternal process.
No, it's hold on. The NEC will set up the various committees, bring the proposal to the NWC, bring the proposal to the NEC. The NEC will not accept it or adjust it, whatever the NEC does, then it's going to be approved. Once it's approved, the NWC must implement it. The NEC is the body that will approve whatever the NWC brings there. They will agree or disagree, but finally we are going to have it there. That's how it is done.
Well, you've been talking about...
The NWC cannot operate on its own, no.
Okay, you've been talking about discipline within the party. Is the party in a position to discipline the governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, considering how strong and strategic
if it's found wanting? No, until it is established. If it's found wanting. So far, it's not found wanting.
Well, anyway. Chief.
See, so far, nobody has been found wanting. It's all about speculation. Okay, we would like to thank you very much, Chief Emmanuel Ogidi, for joining us on the morning show. And I hope that, all the troubles will be sorted out.